Hey guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. Today I'm gonna talk about reading the sign. Actually, the reason of that is, my friend and me have a conversation just based on we dealing quite a bit of dead people issue the past couple weeks, right? So she started asking me a question. Sometimes not everybody finish their test of life before they die, because they're so stubborn. They have story in their head. They hang on to their story. So even when the moment they die, they don't really evolve from their task. So the chance of that is they will most likely come back to life again and work the same task again, right? Which refer to my previous episode. So when she asked me what happened to those people who didn't finish their task, right? If they didn't finish their task in this life, and then when they come to this life, before they plan to go to the next life, would they be smarter and say, you know what, I'm gonna do it right this time. I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna make sure everything is right, because I don't want to do it over again. So when she brought it up like that, I start having a laugh. I say, yeah, we all do. Because when we're spirits, right, we think we know it all. When we are only spirit form, without a logic, without a body to feel, we start to plan a life thinking it's gonna be easy. Actually, not really. We seem to downplay and think, oh yeah, it's gonna be hard, so I'm gonna plan a couple more signs just in case, or I gonna plan a couple more people to help me just in case, right? So we actually have a perception of how we gonna not ignore the sign, therefore we plan more. That's why if you refer to my previous episode, I tell you when we come to this life, sorry about that. When we come to this life, we actually come prepared. As you can see from the previous episode, there's a clue everywhere, right? There's a clue like your zodiac sign, the day you were born, your blood type, your Chinese sign, your everything else. Those are what I call cue card. It's a cue card, right? Once in a while you read it, what do? You tend to go straight to your sign because you want to get a clue about you, right? So you know how to play out for the rest of your life here and there. So what I was telling her, we do come with a lot of sign. We actually so worried about we cannot make the same mistake. We cannot finish this task, right? Therefore, we plan a lot of sign around us, and then a lot of helper too. In case you don't know, we're so worried we'll mess up in this life. So we actually plan a lot of cue card, plan a lot of sign, and plan a lot of helper. And then she started asking me, well, if that's the case, how come we never seen the sign? And I start laughing. I say, well, it's not because we don't see the sign. It's because we live in this world, we let our head take control of it, right? You know what I mean? We let our head take control of it. Unless it's logical, otherwise I don't get it. You know what I mean? Unless someone is sitting down, explain things to us, or it had to make sense in a way, otherwise that sign means nothing. The funny thing is, when it comes to spirit sign, it usually means nothing. It cannot be analyzed by logic. It cannot analyzed by reason or why is there, why are you seeing there, right? When it comes to spirits, everything is so abstract that you sometimes don't even know. But what it does is, it sometimes only makes sense to you and it does not make sense to anybody else. You know what I mean? For example, I personally like infinity sign. So when I look at infinity sign, it creates certain feeling for me, right? So I would look at usually what happens is when I start questioning about life, when I start not sure about certain thing, and then some way, somehow I will see the sign. Somehow it bring me back to calmness. You know what I mean? So that is a sign for me. Is it a sign for everybody else? Not really. So, or sometimes when I'm questioning yes or no, should I do this? Should I not do it? I'm not certain what's happening or what decision should I make. I have certain number that represent yes to me and certain number that represent no to me. As I say, I would say for me, in the next next, I don't know, 12 hours after I ask a question, I will usually get my answer. But again, that's my sign. It's not necessary to your sign. Now I'm going to talk about there's a lot of different signs. As you guys might sometimes notice, if you are not so wrapped around by your logic, that means your spirit do come out and have a say here and there, you might notice some sign that is for you. That is, sometimes when you are reading, when you're going through some kind of emotional stuff or, things that in your head, right? And then all of a sudden you turn on the radio and you feel like that song is just for you. It's like answering your question or speak out how you feel, right? Or sometimes when you're reading newspaper and all of a sudden some word just pop out, I know it's too deep, but you will have that feeling that it seems like have a silver lining around the word, and then that word it just like speak up to you, right? That can be sign too. And sometimes what is it? It can be a random like conversation. You run into a stranger and all of a sudden stranger seems to talk about some issue or giving you advice or things that it happened to be something that you're going through. Right, and then you got into this mode. Is he like? Does he know about my story? Why is he talking this way? That why? You know what I mean? So there are signs coming so many different ways. Sometimes people can look up and then see the rainbow, and then rainbow somehow means something to them and their loved one. They were like, oh, I think this is the way my loved one is trying to communicate with me. So what I try to say is, we really not so dumb. We come prepared. We come prepared with a lot of signs and a lot of help and a lot of things that planting in our life to make sure we are on the right track. But the thing with that is, same thing as you will realize, my common joke is, a lot of people come to me for consultation, and then I would give them advice in a way they say, oh, my family been saying that to me. And I say, yeah, why didn't you choose to listen to your family or friends? Instead, you rather spend money asking me the same question. You know what I mean? But they already know at that moment, they listen with already listening. Already listening means you are my, you are my sibling, or you are my mom, or you are my wife, you are my husband. You already talk like that. We already listen with a different ear. Therefore, their sign, that's the way the spirit guide planted a sign, we just easily brushing it up because it doesn't make sense. And we translate that as a nagging. You know what I mean? So anyway, to answer my friend's question, I say, we did come prepared. We come very prepared. Not only we give ourselves cue card, as referred to my previous episode about all those cue card in your life, clue in your life. We also planted a lot of sign, so we can continuously get update information, right? Not just one information, but update information based on how our lives go. We also plan the helper in our life that will help us move forward. But the reason we do not see the sign is because we so wrapped up by our story, because we believe our story is stronger or more valuable. But the story really, if you sit back and think about it, the story is mostly created by your mind, the logic, because they do this, that's why that. Not very often we trust it. You know what I mean? The spirit is such a big gut feeling, intuition, or you just know, just knowing, right? Those are kind of things is the area you actually have to develop in a way that allow you to accept sign is there for you. So it come to the end, we would just start laughing. She said, but I always see the sign. I said, yeah, because we know better. We know better. We live our life for so long. We tested out so many things, theory and all that. By now, we should know better. Because the reason of that is, I say, take one thing for example, right? If same thing, there are 2-3 people, average 3 people talk about it from different way. 3 people talk about it. We take it as a sign. Even though that's something that we reluctant, we have resistance, that we don't want to do it, we will still do it. The reason of that is we get it. It's a sign for us. Even though we don't like it, we will try it. You know what I mean? So if many of you still don't know how to test out how to read a sign, you know what I mean? How to read a sign, or how to find out where the sign is. Here, I give you a good suggestion. This suggestion always works. How I know? Because one thing I have faith in your spirit guide is they will throw you sign as often as they have to until you get it. You know what I mean? Sometimes even require having plenty people to yell at you. They won't do it. They will just want to make sure you get that sign they want to give it to you, whether you really got it or not. So here's the clue to you. If it happened, same phrase, same advice, same thing, happen in a period of time, like 3 times in a row, right? It happened. Oh, I run into this person, he said the same thing. They might talk about intention. You're like, intention? Huh? That's an interesting topic. Brush it up. Next topic you read. Oh, it's intention again. Why is it intention again, right? And then you again, like, oh, it happened twice in 2 days. That's interesting. And then you brush it up. Next thing, when people sit down, they talk about intention. You know what? Maybe you should kind of look into, evaluate your own intention and all that, because that is a sign your spirit guide wants you to look into. And also something like, you must know, like you will read something. Sometimes you see Nepal here, 2 days later, oh, Nepal again, or here again, Nepal again. You know what I mean? Like, one time, I get it if you don't get a sign. 3 times, or people say, try this, try that. It just happened from 3 different people, and in the same period of time. I would say, you know what, give it a try, because most likely it's a sign for you. If you don't read it, you don't know how to read it, that would be a good start. Okay, so anyway, just kind of want to make it easy talk today. And again, I don't think I introduced myself, but anyway, doesn't matter. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live in Periscope, or go to my Facebook, or subscribe my YouTube channel, or my website at ruowen.com. Till then, see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.